Testing, testing. Oh, testing, testing.
Sound check one. Right, good.
Testing. Okay. Okay. I think that's like our mothers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Hare Rama, Prabhupada, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gurudeva, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। राम राम बोल, राम राम बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। केशव माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव गोविंद बोल। मुकुंद माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल।
Supreme Symbol of Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Let us all stand for 1 minute. Take your time. If you can't stand, Supreme Symbol of Sri Krishna Chand Maharaj Ki Jai. At this time, let us all clasp our hands, close our eyes. We offer a short pratna, seeking the grace and the blessings first and foremost of the Divine Supreme Being as none other than Bhagwan Sri Krishna Aryama Pitra, the soul of all souls. That mantra dedicated to the Divine Supreme Being, all of us should be very, very aware. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Harihi Om Apavitraha Pavitro Sarvavastham Gatopi Vayah Smarit Pundarikaksham Sabahya Suchihi. Om Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Marutastunvanti Dibhyaistavir Viray Sangha Parakramupanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Avasthitar Gatate Namanasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yashyantam Navidur Sura Suragana Devaya Tashmai Namaha. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangung Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Shantakaram Bhujagasayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagan Sadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangyam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalananam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavaiharan Sarvalokaikanatharam. Om Krishna Krishna Kripalo Tvam Agati Nam Gatir Bhava संसारार्णवमग्नानां प्रसीद परमेश्वर, प्रसीद परमेश्वर, प्रसीद परमेश्वर। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णचंद्र महाराज की जय। अपन आसन लीजिए। डू टेक योर सीजर डिवोटीज। Boys, you can rest your flowers anywhere on the bedi. Preferably, if you want to put it by the foot, it's fine. And then you come back and you stand in the same order. Sankalp.
Test 1, 2.
The Vrindavan Vihari Lal ki jai. So now we perform the Sankalp, where the boys, the main shrotas as we say, will undertake this vow from this day onwards, having disposed of the shell, the remains of the body. They will take the Sankalp from here onwards to continue to perform all of the various rites, the rituals, the Pinda Dan, the Tarpan Dan, all of the necessary ancillary requirements that are necessary for that Atman to maintain its place at the feet of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Paramatman. Bade Bhagya se indeed tremendously blessed. Goswami Tulsidas ji tells us in Ramcharitramanas, कि सुनो जननी सोई सुत बर भागी जो पितु मातु vachan anuragi. That is indeed blessed indeed is that womb that can bring forth a child. Even more blessed is that womb that can bring forth a son, who on a day like this day will carry out the dictates. The dictates, of course, refers to the rituals, the after-death ceremonies, the antishti sanskar that are held in the name of the mother and the father. Even Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra, he went on to say further, dear friends, ki durlabha janani sakala sansar, that such a son is indeed tremendously difficult to come by in this age of Kali Yuga. Boys, you have that tremendous, that golden opportunity as it is, an opportunity that grants unto you an abundance of blessings, an opportunity that grants unto you anant blessings that are unlimited and unending, blessings that, as we say, wipe your very slate clean from all sin and sinful negative tendencies of life. So we perform the Sankalp as you take that vow this day to continue from here onwards until the Varshik Shraddha, the yearly Bhandara, to perform all the various rites and rituals that are necessary to ensure that Mataji attains a place in the hereafter. Should I say a good state in the hereafter. Water on the panli for me. Om Vishnu 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 Om Namaha Param Atmane Shri Puran Purushottamai Adhyasi Brahmani Dvipe Varaha Kalpe Vaivas Manvantare Ashata Vinshatitame Kalyuge Kalipatam Charane Jambu Depe Bhulok Deshe Trinidad Deshe. Call the address of this home for me. Punyavate Vartamane Yathanam Samvatsare Chaturdasi Titi Vishak Nakshatre Priga Yoga Vanijakaran Shukla Pakshe शुक्रवार ज्येष्ठ अधिक मासे वृषभ राशि Sankalpam Anteshti Sanskar Sankalpam Aham Karishyami. Say Om Krishna Arpanam. Rest it right at the right shoulder for me. Yeah. Good. Right. Take a lota of water now for me. You're going to start. All of you boys touch hands. Start. Beating the body. Don't put your actual face itself.
Right to the side.
Yeah, just back to the side. Don't put the foot. Good. Hari Om. You can stand right then. Water down. Or if you want to come down, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Both of them is just as good. Om Agamukha Gotya 3 times. Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Mritisthane Shavam Nimitam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtatam. Good. This is preparation, purifying and cleansing of the remains of Mama, so that it can be, when it is disposed in the fire, the body is going to be, the shell that we see here is remain, it will be totally pure. Chandan. No, this finger. Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Preta Tattva Nivaran Mitisnanan Gandam Maya Diyate Tava Upatishtitam. Chandan. Hardy. You can put one on the side. You put one on the side. Essence. Essence from spray, but not by the eyes. Huh? Oh, not by the eyes. Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Mitisane Gandam Maya Diyate Tava Upatishtitam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai. Mala. Anyone is anyone like this. Vijay first, and then all the other boys, if you have sufficient for everybody.
Yeah,
else.
we have for everybody.
Right, good. All right, give Vij first, yes. Hold the side. Drip it across, right? Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Preta Tattva Nivari Shavam Nimitam Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tava Upatishtitam. Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Mritisyane Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tava Upatishtitam. Om Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Bolo Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Bhaju pyare tu Sita Ram. Sita Ram. Sita Ram. Bhajuvan pyare Sita Ram. Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Ram Nam. Arti Vij.
I'll go in. You ready?
Om Agamukha Gotyasya Agamukha Pretasya Mritisthane Deepamaya Diyate Tavo Pratishtitam. Om Yamadware Mahagore Andane Natamaseta Om Tat Sat Bhavatu Namah Shri Govindaya Namah. Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala, Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala. Krishna Madhusudana, Madhusudana Krishna,
Krishna Madhusudana, Krishna Madhusudana,
Krishna Madhusudana, Madhusudana Krishna,
Krishna Madhusudana, Madhusudana Krishna,
Govinda Govinda Gopala,
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 Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala,
Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Radhe Govinda Gopala. Krishna Chandra Maharaj Ki Jai.
एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, जग चला जाता है सारा इसका, जग चला जाता है सारा इसका, कौन ठिकाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। खूब मौज कर देख तमाशा, खूब मौज कर देख तमाशा, खेल अनेकों खेल, करनी है सो कर रे बंदे, करनी है सो कर रे बंदे, फिर नहीं आना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। कौड़ी कौड़ी करके जोड़ी, कौड़ी कौड़ी करके जोड़ी, भरा खजाना है, संग न जाए उसका साथी, संग न जाए उसका साथी, फिर पछताना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, जग चला जाता है सारा इसका, जग चला जाता है सारा इसका, कौन ठिकाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है।
Saprindaban Bihari Lal Ki Jai. So this time we will have the eulogy statements, sentiments, bhajans, and so by members of the immediate family. Then we'll have verses on the pages of the Bhagavad Gita being read to appease the soul, and then we'll have the viewing of the body thereafter. So we pass over to the daughter of the home, Chitra.
Sitaram, everyone. So, I have a poem. It is written in the eyes of Mummy. It's called A Mother's Voice, Carried On with Love. Hopefully I can reach the end. My dearest ones, though my voice no longer lingers into rooms you know, it lives softly in your hearts, in every memory, every kindness, every moment of love. Vijay, my first light, my steady strength, you taught me what it means to be proud. Visham, my gentle middle son, your quiet care was always my comfort. Chitra, my only daughter, my reflection, my heart, your love carried me when my own mind could not. To my dear daughters-in-law, Adi and Yanalis, and you became my daughters not by name but by love. Narayan, my son-in-law, your patience and devotion did not go unseen, especially in my most fragile days. My grandchildren, Navin, Hema, Shakti, Arti, Vivek, Zach, Chris, Ariane, Sachin, Vijay, Jaya, Veda, Vani, Vaidev, and my sweet youngest, Vamika. You are the blossoms of my life's garden. In your laughter, I still live. In your dreams, I still grew. And my precious great-grandchildren, Priyanka, Vandana, Vinayak, Vinaya, and Nathan. Though my time with you was brief or distant, my blessings rest upon your path always. To my dear siblings, Lukeshwar, Soch, and Samday, we shared roots, stories, and a lifetime of bonds that even time cannot loosen. To all my nieces and nephews, though time and age may have caused us to drift apart, the moments we shared were deeply cherished, and may those memories live on in your hearts. There came a time when my mind wandered, when names slipped through like sand through my fingers, when I could not always recognize the faces I loved most. But hear me now, my heart never forgot you. Thank you. Thank you for your patience when I was confused, for your gentleness when I was afraid, for caring for me with hands full of love when I could no longer care for myself. To Chitra, Narayan, Vaidev, Vamika, and Indra, your sacrifice, your strength, your quiet devotion, you carried more than duty, you carried love, and for that I am forever grateful. My children, my family, if I leave you with anything, let it be this. Love each other deeply, speak kindly, even in anger. Stand together when the world feels heavy. Forgive quickly. Life is too fragile to hold hurt. And never forget where you came from. Do not let sorrow be the only thing that remembers me. Let laughter sit beside it. Let stories be told. Let my love move through you into each other. I was never perfect, but I loved you with everything I had. And that love has not ended. It has only changed its home. I am with you in the quiet moments, in the strength you find, in the love you give. Always, Talin. Mummy, Aji, Nani, Mausi, Pupu. I will now hand you over to her youngest granddaughter, Vamika, and her only great-grandson, Vinayak, to read the eulogy for you.
Sitaram, good morning everyone. My name is Vinayak Ramkisoon. I am the first great-grandson of Talin Dassie Kisto. What we have lost today, no amount of prayers, money, or anything else could bring back what was Aji to our entire family. We lost our matriarch and patriarch all in one. She was more than a mother. She was a mother figure to all of us and more. Today I have been given the monumental task of speaking about someone who has lived a full life. I know I cannot do her justice in a single speech, but I will try. I will try to honor her life, her legacy, and the love she gave to all of us. Aji, Mami, Nani, Mausi, Poo, so much more than just Auntie Talin, so much more than just Dassie. She was many things to many people, and each name carried its own love and meaning. She was born from the humble beginnings in Plum Meeton, the cherished daughter of Sinat and Sukbas Kisto. From those roots, she grew into a woman of strength, faith, and quiet brilliance. Someone whose life touched countless people in ways both big and small. Her father always told her that she had the Midas touch, that whatever she put her hands on turned into gold. He often said that when she was born, light came into their home. She was the loving sister to Lakeshwar, Sach, Samde, and Brahmdev, who has passed Ramde and Chandrade and to the rest of her siblings. She was always their support and their strength. She was a wife, first Narayan and later to Katash. Together they built not just a home, but a future. Although she only attained a primary school education, she was deeply knowledgeable. She was a quick thinker, sharp, practical, and ahead of her time. She understood people, she understood life, and she had a way of seeing what needed to be done and simply doing it, without fanfare, without complaint. Side by side, Aji and Papa worked in the motor vehicle industry during the 1980s, creating a successful and comfortable life. She was the brain, and he was the muscle. She was not just a part of that journey, she was the driving force behind it. Through hard work, courage, and vision, they built something that would last for generations. She was an entrepreneur at heart, as she also successfully ran her own grocery store and a bar. She was the proud mother of 3 children, Vijay, Visham, and Chicha. She became a supportive mother-in-law to Adita, Narayan, Patsy, Vindra, and Janulas. And she held that role with the same devotion that she gave to everyone, always caring, always watching over, always remembering what mattered most. She loved visiting her cousins in Plum Meeton, Bish, and Sandy Grande. She was a caring and devoted aunt to many nieces and nephews, one of those rare people whose family seems to stretch endlessly, because her heart did. Her love expanded through generations. She was the grandmother of Navin, Shakti, Zak, Arti, Chaya, Veda, Sachin, Vijay, Vaidev, Vivek, Vani, and Vimika. Each one a living piece of her legacy, and she was blessed to become a great grandmother to Priyanka, Vandana, Vinayak, Vinaya, and Nathan, who are all very fond of her. Proof that life continues forward in beautiful ways. If you knew her, you knew what family meant to her. Family, hard work, and prayers were her foundation. Those were not just words she spoke. They were values she lived and values she passed down to her children and grandchildren. Her love was not loud, but it was constant. It was the kind of love you could depend on. Many of my father and his siblings' childhood memories were shaped by her. In Sandy Grande, they would wake up with Aji, drink coffee, eat condensed milk and bread, played with goats, and then sat down for lunch. She would feed them with her own hands, making sure they ate properly before she thought about herself. Sometimes she would only take 2 spoonfuls, but they had to eat everything. The 3 of them would share one enamel plate, which Auntie Chitra still has today. They would spend the rest of the day visiting family, going to the markets, or helping someone, giving charity. She was always giving, always helping. She will do anything for family, and she can't hear any sad story. She will give whatever she has. No one can come and leave empty-handed. When they came back home, she would bathe all of them and put them to sleep. She would sit by the bed, place my dad and my Auntie Shakti on either side of her, and wait until they fell asleep before quietly getting up. My Auntie Artie slept with her most nights.
Sitaram, good morning. My name is Vamika Prasad. I am the youngest granddaughter of Dassie Kisto. She had many children and grandchildren, but everyone felt like they were her favorite. She never made anyone feel less loved. My cousin Artie loved being with Nanny so much that sometimes she thought she lived in Grande. She would pack her clothes ready to leave and cry when she had to come back home. My elder cousins never had to call and ask them to come. Nanny and Nana would always show up every weekend with some sort of goodies for them. I can vouch for how Nanny spoiled me. I used to love Milo, but Mom and Dad did not allow me to have it at night. I always knew my Nanny would give me whatever I wanted, so I did. Nanny really understood what it meant to love someone. She would always keep dinner mints in her blouse for us and split them into 3 pieces. Even when my cousins were teenagers, she still had sweets hidden for them, even for my uncles too. Back in Grande, when the maxi came back in, my cousins would be excited to help clean it. Nanny would give them the money to check for her, teach them to count, and involve them in the business from a young age. She was shaping their minds for the business world long before they understood it. She always stressed the importance of education. She would say, "Boyfriends come and go. They can take anything, but not as what's in your head. Once you have education, nobody can touch you." Later, they moved to Europe so they could be closer to their grandchildren when we started primary school. It wasn't just a change of address. It was another sacrifice Nanny made so she could be nearer to her children and grandchildren, to be part of our everyday lives. And just like that, a new chapter of memories was created in the Europe house. It became another place where her love lived in the little things. As soon as they walked in, she would tell them to go and choose whatever snack they wanted and soft drink they wanted. She had a special container set aside just for us, always filled, always ready, as if she knew we were coming before they even arrived. It was a small gesture, but it meant everything. It made that house feel like home the moment we stepped inside. No matter where we were or how busy life became, she was always there in the moment that mattered. All of my cousins can attest for that every birthday, every exam, every important day, there would be a call from Nanny, wishing them all the best, reminding them to pray and telling them she was proud of us. Those calls were never missed. She was the biggest constant in our lives, the steady, loving presence we could always depend on. Wherever we went and whatever we faced, we knew Nanny was there, praying for us and rooting for us every step of the way. She had an infectious laugh. She was always smiling. None of us really knew what an angry Nanny looked like. As soon as she saw us, she would say, "Come, Popo, give Nanny a kiss." She never quarreled with us, only love. She was always proud of us, always telling others who we were and what we had accomplished. You could hear the pride in her voice. Whenever she spoke about her children and grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren. And the most special part was that she never compared any of us to one another. Each person was loved for Each person was loved for who they were. She cared for every child, grandchild, and great-grandchild with the same warmth, the same attention, and the same unconditional love. No one ever felt less in her presence, because to her, we were all equally special. When life felt overwhelming, seeing her made everything feel better. She worked hard. She endured struggles. Everything we have today, our homes, our businesses, our foundation, came from her. She started it all for us. When Auntie Ada used to drop my brother Vaidev home after primary school, she would already be waiting outside. From the moment he arrived, she would take his bag, change his clothes, and sit him down to feed him. She did this for all of us. Food ready, clothes ready, and love always ready the moment we walked through the door. And that same care extended beyond us as well. When Auntie Vindra was pregnant with both Jaya and Veda, Nanny made sure that she was taken care of. She would cook and send food for her, making sure she always had proper meals and didn't have to worry about food. It was just who Nanny was, always thinking of others, always finding a way to show her love through her actions. Her care extended to her dogs, which she showed the same love to. She was also a fighter. When Uncle Visham got sick in Toko and was taken to Sangre Grande Hospital, she stood in the car park the entire night. Nanny refused to sit or leave, just waiting to make sure he was okay. She defied medical expectations. She pushed past what doctors predicted. She fought with courage, with stubbornness, and with spirit. In the end, we believe she chose to lead this world. She held on as long as she wanted to, because her love for her family gave her strength. But she also believed in living, not just surviving. She traveled internationally and lived her life to the fullest. She carried herself with pride wherever she went. She showed us that life is meant to be experienced and that joy is something you can choose, even in difficult times. I remember when we went Disneyland and everyone was tired, but Nanny was so strong, so full of life and ready for more. She was really one in a million. And then there was her incredible memory. She could remember every vehicle she and Nana sold, the registration number, who it was sold to, how much it was sold for, and sometimes even who that person sold it to afterward. It was more than a memory. It was a gift, a sharpness that amazed everyone. But it is deeply ironic and heartbreaking that someone with such a gift suffered from Alzheimer's disease. Slowly, the memories began to slip away, and those of us watching felt that loss in real time. But even as Alzheimer's took pieces of memory, it could never take the truth of who she was. It could not take the love she gave. It could not take the values she planted. It could not take the life she built. It could not take the generation she shaped. Because her legacy is not only stored in her mind, it is stored in us. In the work ethic she modeled, in the family bond she held together, in the stories we will keep telling, and in the way her children live, in the way her grandchildren speak of her, in the prayers she taught, in the way her youngest granddaughter, me, and her great-grandson, Vinayak, can stand here and speak of her in such high regard today. So today, we mourn. We miss her so very much. We wish for one more conversation, one more hug, one more moment of her voice, one more moment to hold her hands. But we also honor her with thanks. Thank you, Nanny, for your sacrifices. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for the life you built with your hands, your faith, and your fearless heart. Thank you for loving us the way you did, fully, faithfully, and faithfully. May we make you proud by living the lessons you left behind, to value family, to work hard, to pray, to fight when life is difficult, and to choose happiness whenever we can. You have done enough. You have loved enough. You have fought enough. And you will never ever be forgotten. Your legacy will live on forever in all of us. We pray now that your soul eventually attains moksha and merges with the Paramatma. Nani, Aji, we will miss you so very much.
Very good, Vamika, Vinayak. Balaraj, I'll ask my cousin Balaraj Kisto to say a few words on behalf of the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay, Sitaram, everyone. It's an honor to be here and to be given the opportunity to say a few words on Pupu and the family. Now, how do you come and say much more after the two grandchildren? That was more than just a eulogy. That was like a biography because it captures everything, and it felt like we were walking apart, and it was like a movie from the words. So thank you, kids. It was, it exemplified the role that Pupu played, and it is shown in you all today. I want to start by recognizing, and I don't think we could recognize enough, the role of her children in taking care of her in these latter days. Especially Chitra and her family, Vijay, Visham, and all the grandchildren. You see, our Vyas would tell us that that is karma. What you do is the just reward. But Pupu was the kind of person who just didn't leave it to that. She actually made her own karma. And how did she do that? You see, what we have today and what we see with all the grandchildren and children here being present is because of years of work and the values that she instilled in them that the grandchildren spoke about. The discipline, the thrift, the hard work, the focus, and belief and faith in Bhagwan. Right? So she made her own karma by these values that she inculcated. But in order to be able to understand that, we need to step back and really understand what Pupu generation at which she exemplified has achieved. You see, we need to go back to the roots in Plomitan during the 40s and the 50s. At that time, females were not chosen to have formal education. But I would tell you this, and I'm sure a few of the guys here would understand. Right? Kisto women are very strong. I hear Narayan saying, oh yeah. And I'm not talking about physical strength alone. I ain't talking hardware, I'm talking software. They're not like a bulldozer, they're like an iPad. You know? It's their strength and fortitude. You see, there was little opportunities in that time. But they were focused. Right? Starting with their big brother like Lokishore Cha and his father. They were focused on achieving and betterment. And there they started, and they took every little opportunity to make themselves better, which the granddaughter pointed out. They became entrepreneurs. They didn't have much opportunities, but what they had, they took it. And more importantly, they built on that and passed it on to the next generation. You see, in spite of that hardship, however, Pupu never forgot who she was and where she come from. I would never forget her smile whenever she see us. She had a smile always, I am so happy to see you. And she would ask you for everybody, tell you about everything, and then she will give you a little lecture. She will remind you of the sacrifice your parents are making and how you have to carry that onwards. And like Kulo Pupu, and so there was a little pessimist in them, right? They always to see the dark side, but they always encourage you. And it's not only ironic, but fitting that tomorrow we celebrate Indian Arrival Day. She and her generation is an example of what we have been able to achieve because of their sacrifice. Lokishore Cha and Talin Pupu father and our grandfather, they were forefathers, they were the first generation. When they went to Plomita, they cut track. Right? Their generation, they built the road so that our generation could drive and the grandchildren could fly. That's the legacy that they would have left us. So as we celebrate Indian Arrival Day tomorrow, we pay tribute to them for the hard work, for the sacrifice, and the foundation for what they have given us. I know it is indeed difficult for us to see her go. But we recognize and we take heart in the fact that she lived a good life, right? Always cheerful, as we say. She traveled. She enjoyed life. I could remember, I think it was in 1982, when you all had a Bhagwat, a Ramayana, a 7-night Ramayana, and all the family came together. And again, that didn't, it didn't stop there. Up to, I think it was last year, August or something, when we celebrated her birthday here. And once again, we saw the family coming together. All the 3 generations went around and gave everybody arati and so on. That is her legacy. That is what she leaves, right? So we are building on something. Today, as we bid farewell to her, we ask Bhagwan that he gives strength to the family so that they could carry on. We know all about, the soul, and it has to go on and so on. So we take heart in that. But it doesn't mean that we would not miss her. So to Chitra, Vijay, Visham, I say, Pupu might not have gone to school. And she wouldn't have had much certificate on the wall. But you all are her certificates. You all are the testament of her success in her life. So as we bid farewell today, we ask for her choicest blessing. And may she forever live on in our heart. Jai Sitaram.
Thank you, Balraj. As you have said, if we were to stand here, we will spend the whole day speaking about my mother. I'd just like to, before I say anything else, I'd just like to open the floor if anybody from the family, any side, would like to come and say something before I speak. No, I'm not going to be long. I'll be very short today. I will not be long. Anybody? Okay. I see. Look, Sharmamu, would you like to say something? This is my mother, eldest brother, Lokeshwar Kisto. Lokeshwar Dat Kisto.
Sitaram to everybody, Sitaram. But I must say that myself and Talin and my youngest sister, and the rest of the family always live a very important, very common life in unity, in cooperation, in support of one another. This is our greatest achievement. We never had any little minor disagreement, dispute, or any sort of problems among us. Talin in particular, has helped me tremendously in my days of ill health, years until she fell ill to the extent that she can no longer continue with that service and that support and encouragement that she used to give me. So all my children, all her nieces, nephews, and everybody always pay tribute to her. In times of difficulty, in times of happiness, she always presents herself at our home to cheer us up and to grant us, in the midst of any difficulties and so on, courage and faith in the Lord. I want to pay particular thanks to those, her children and grandchildren and so on, who have contributed or helped in any way during her time or years of sickness, Alzheimer, which she could not recognize anybody and so on. I want to thank Narayan and Chitra, her son-in-law and daughter, Vaidev, Vibika, and all her other grandchildren, Navin, his children and so on. for all what they have done for her when she became totally disabled. Chitra, Narayan, and all of the home here, when she was staying, they all gave her tremendous support in the most perilous time of need. And I want to pay particular thanks and gratitude to them for the care that they have taken with her and all the other relatives and friends and family and so on. Thanks to all of you for the help and support that you have given her during the time when she became immobile and so on. So thank you very much again, and we all pray that may Lord Krishna give her, bless her soul, bless her atma, her mind, her senses. May she attain peace and happiness, and may her soul rest in peace. In the name of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamu. Anybody else? Okay. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Krishna Namaha. As Vinaya and Vamika has already delivered quite many words. And then Balraj did a fantastic job after of speaking about Talin, Dassie Kisto. My mom. We are all here today to send her off. Sometimes I get lost for words. Who knows me would say, wait, something I write there. But we are all here today to send the study process, first the disposal of the body, and then her journey to Petri. Who knows my mother would tell you she's a strong believer of Dharma. She's a strong believer of Petri worship and lineage. And she has passed that down to all of us, as you can see in the younger ones. Mommy, I would say, has been my inspiration to reach where I am today. With her help, her support, she has helped all of us, not only by giving us good DNA, but by the experience she passed on to us. I would say she had a degree in common sense, and that has been passed on. Well, I get about 70%, and I give the rest of them a few percentage, so I still keep 70% for myself. But this woman, when it comes to common sense, as Balraj would tell you, she only reached standard 3 or 4 in Plumita Presbyterian School. Because, as he said, at that time, the opportunity was much, and, well, obviously, what my Nana grandfather used to do was gardening, planting rice, and these sort of stuff. So, automatically, these girls, Sandy Soch and all of them, ended up in the rice field working. But when she excelled was after she left Plumita and she got married to my father. That is when things started. She got the opportunity to excel in everything after that. So I will not keep you all back much more. All I just would like to say, with Lord Krishna's blessing, I know my mother, her soul, her Atma, will reach moksha, and we will do all the best that we can do. And I really want, before I finish, one more thing. So many things in my head, but that's not coming forward right now. I really would like to thank Chitra. I know it's your duty, Chitra, don't worry, I know that. But you, Narayan, Vaidev, Vamika, you all went beyond the call of just being duty, just duty. You all went beyond that call. And I cannot, on behalf of my whole family and my children, cannot express that thanks to you on behalf of my younger brother also and his children. We cannot finish express thanks to you for doing your duty so diligently. Right? And I know even though you worked so hard, it was hard to know that I was still her favorite, but it is what it is, right? You know, you can't really be that at the end of the day. Right? You can't be that. That is how it is, you know. The eldest is the eldest is always the eldest. Okay, Shakti and Arti. All right, okay. I'm already being threatened. Navin, yeah, support me here. But it is what it is. And this, unfortunately, this eldest is always the eldest. But I am fortunate to have many eldest. Anyhow, I think I have said enough, Panaji. I would like to pass the mic to my younger brother, Jagdish Ovisham, to say a few words on behalf of, the family. Jai Sri Ram.
Sitarama. Well, this is a very special occasion, true, because for something to get my brother to lose words, to make this a short speech, it had to be something, you know, special. I endorse everything my great grandson, my granddaughter, my brother said. But I love dogs. I had dogs as a pet. I had birds. I had hamsters for my daughters. Mamu, you remember what his mommy pet years ago? A bison. Tanti, I don't know if you might remember that. No? Oh, sure. Okay, sorry, Tanti. Good. Yeah. Right. We had goats, cows, but mommy, when she was growing up, I think the bison name was what? Margaret? Anybody remember? Mamu? You can't remember the bison mommy had it? Okay, good. So I'm not wrong. Chameli and Margaret was mommy's pet, bisons. Mommy had a very effective way of, everybody talk about mommy's discipline to us. And mommy had a very effective way to teach us discipline. It's called a belt or a swivel stick or anything she could rest her hand on. Well, yes, yeah. So Vijaya and me, we took the brunt of it. Right, mommy, Vijay, my eldest brother, is the first child, and mommy wasn't too satisfied. So then I came along. She was most happy, but she keeps saying, and I think everybody will know this, I want to have a daughter now, and she did everything she could do. Bhagwan, graces, brought her own Chitra, and Vijay keep mentioning how much we are grateful for Chitra being here. Through my intervention, she was very lucky to get a husband like Narayan, and to get a, well, I had no intervention in this one, no intervention in this one. They made two beautiful children. I always praise my nephew. By Dave. Again, I'm got Vijay rubbing off on me. I lose on my words. Mommy has gone and she has left us.
Why have you said something? Or then Navin speak first. Okay, just pass the mic to Navendra, the eldest.
Sitaram, everybody. First, I would like to say that I mightn't be as eloquent as my son and my cousin and my dad and uncle because I don't really speak publicly like this. But I couldn't let my Aji go without saying a little something before we send her off, as Dad said. I wanted to share a memory also that I will have until the day that I die. I had a pharmacy here in Trinidad before we moved to Florida, and she would always tell me, Nav, take the money and put it away. Don't leave it in the cash register. But I was always late. Everybody know I like my dad. I always late. Him and them used to go to the pharmacy early and open up. And I would be there around 12 o'clock when a lot of the sales are already gone. That so happened that day I didn't take the money out of the cash register and put it where we used to keep it. And a strange person come in the pharmacy. And the person was, I swear to God I was going to get robbed that day. The only thing I could think about in my mind that day was RG in the back of my mind. She going to quick quarreling with me. And I should tell you, put the money in a different spot. Why you leave the money in the cash register? And part of this memory too is the kind of relationship that me and my siblings personally, we had with RG. RG grew us up like our part of being parents to us. We can't even explain it. We could stand here, me, Shakti RT specifically, could stand here and talk about memories that we had with RG, all RG and Papa, all because our RG died young. He died when I was about 4. RT was a baby, and Shakti was like about 2 or 3 years old. And RG and Papa was very constant within our lives. We grew up in Grandy calling out Kumi and them on the road like if we's their friend, you know. And we cannot thank me and my siblings and I cannot thank RG for the genetics and the teachings that she passed down to us, business-wise and them kind of stuff. We can never thank RG for what she do for us. No matter, we can never do it. And you know, I'd like to thank Chich and them also because, I mean, even if I probably was here, I probably wouldn't have been effective in helping with RG and that kind of thing, I'll be honest. But I like to thank Chich and Narayan and Vaidev and Vamika for holding the fort on this side. And on my side of the family, I'd like to thank RT and Shakti especially, because they would have done what I couldn't have done for RG. Because a lot of times when RG was a little more mobile, she used to come stay in Europe for a long period of time. And RT and they would take very good care, just like Chich up to RG, and RG had loved them a lot. And she used to always thank them and bless them. She always bless her grandkids and bless her children. We will always be successful because of the blessings that RG bestow upon us. We can never not be success in anything that we do because everything, okay, God bless all you, God bless all you, God bless all you. So I don't want to take up any more time because I know we had to reach to the cremation side, but I just wanted to say thanks to everybody for coming and supporting and whatever, and I'll pass it on to Vaidev now. Sitaram.
Sitaram, everyone. I don't know how many of you all may know this, but since I was at the age of 7, when Vamika was born, I started to sleep with Nani. And I've always been with her since that, and she used to jokingly call me his shadow. No matter where she go with Uncle Vijay, I will always follow her, and I would just like to say, Nani, I will miss you. I would just like to say a small prayer, so I ask everyone to please clasp your hands and close your eyes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Hare Paramatmane Panatha Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsachanurdamardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ram Nam Satya Hai.
Okay. Sorry, buddy. So before I pass back the mic to Baba, Jaya, we have my niece Jaya Ramkisoon, but then young doctor. You're talking from right there, babe? Well, if you stand up the mic.
Okay. Hello, Sitaram, everyone. I won't take long. I just want to say a few words about my Aji. I am so glad with all these stories sharing about my Aji. I also have a few to share. It's just to represent the type of person she was, and all of these reflect the kind and selfless person she was. Like someone said, whenever you come across by Aji, she always have some snack box, something to give. Whether it be family, a friend, someone else on the road. Aji, if it's one word, I can't say one word. If it's two words, strong and kind. Third one, selfless. I always had a small appetite, and I would come by Aji tired after a long day in my high school, and is always, Sitaram, you eat? Child, come here and eat. I'll say, no, Aj, I'm good, I ate lunch, I'm not that hungry right now. She might probably strips at me, and once I refuse a second time, bet your bottom dollar she is in the kitchen taking something out, putting it by the dining table. Child, come song here and eat. Right. I couldn't argue, right? So that's one thing about Aj. If it's one thing, she was given. She didn't care about who you were. She don't care about your past. You're a human. She would give. Another thing is that I used to say, I will still say it, that the strongest person I know is my dad. Because in my eyes, he went through, he wouldn't elaborate. But Dad, I'm sorry, but I think Aji did take the cake on this one. Yeah. Aji, I'm so glad that everyone hold these memories of her in their head. And I know for one thing that it's been a while that this condition had a hold on her, but that definitely doesn't define her. I hope no one remembers her when they think about her in that state, because Aji was so much more than what this condition did to her. I hope everyone remembers her as a fighter. She went fighting down to the last, and I hope that's how everyone remembers her. And lastly, her family, her children, her cousins, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, all her family carry some part of Aji in them. Whether it be the family values that she instilled in us, for me, that is one of the biggest things that I have taken from my time with Aji, is the value of family. For me, I would say, well, Aji part of me for the rest of my life because I have her nose. I will always say that, right? So that's for me, that's my personal thing. But if it's one thing for all of us to remember is every lesson, whether how small, to take that with you. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It means the world to me and my family. And Sitaram.
Thank you, Jaya. Before I pass the mic to my brother-in-law, Narayan, I just want to tell you one thing I just remembered. March month this year made it 5 years. My mother was in Medical Associates, where the doctors called us all and say, here what? It looking, sorry? She have a week, maybe 2 weeks. Call your family. That was March month, yeah? 5 years March month. Call the family and tell them, well, things looking close. Prepare yourself for the worst. Well, all of us, well, you know the normal thing, call your family. Well, I am going to say I cry really too much that time. But March came, well, the end of March, 2 weeks, a month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years March this year. Again, February month this year, looking streaky, you know. Maybe days now. It come down from weeks to days. It looked like maybe a day. I had to prepare yourself. That was February. Gone again. Mommy get back up again. Normal thing. Eating, normal thing. About 3 weeks ago, Mommy stopped breathing. Mommy stopped eating. That is it. Yeah, 3 weeks. She stopped breathing. That is it. Well, she called me quick. When I come down the road. By Dave, everybody, bam, bam, we reach down. And we reach Mommy sit down in the chair, watching all that we. Now, it's sounding like a joke, but that is when they speak about a fighter. This is how she was. So for the last 3 weeks, this is basically one day she wouldn't eat anything. She up, down, up, down. By the next day, Mommy normal eating, ice cream, yogurt, normal pressure going up, sugar going up, nothing about it, she. And, well, Monday, I was here Monday. She said, around, I was here, and that was it. And then I leave and I went home. By 9 o'clock, Chitra called me back. I left about 7. She said, Vijay, come. I said, no, I taking my time and coming down the road. Well, that was the day. So I just want to say this is how this person, my mom was. She was a fighter. And as Balraj said, the Kisto ladies are fighters. They are strong, inspirational ladies, all of them. The men too, Mama, don't take no offense. The men and all. The Kisto men and I'm strong also. So I'll just pass the mic to, nobody else want to say anything, right? Nobody. Kamala, where you putting up your hand? You want to say something? Bina? All right, okay. Nobody on the side. All right. Suraj, Paras? Well, Paras is one of the members from the temple when Mommy moved down to Kirep, the Ramguli Shivala. And, well, you know, obviously, Mommy would have joined the temple whatsoever, and Paras is the president of that temple. So I just pass the mic for you to say a few words before you pass it to Narayan after. Thank you all. Jai Siaram.
Sitaram, everyone. I've been known to this family when Narayan and Adi, they came across and lived in Kirep, and we had the cultural classes, and they both having the long keyboard and the dolak. You remember those? Yeah. We going in having on. And he got tabla for them to learn the music. So from since then, the family, we are close to the Narayan, and you always have a yaj. Sometimes at his home there, where Pandit Bimal was to come and read and all of that. So Ma here, there was to bring her in the mandir and everything. And she gave us a special gift. The gift also is of her grandson, Pandit. Yes. Vaidev, yes. That he has grown in the mandir from before birth, I can say. Yes, before birth. Because Ramit bought Chitra, and they have never left. This family has never left our mandir. They are the chief supporters of our mandir. And I was so honored when, and so proud. I didn't know what he was doing in the background. He was doing the Panditai. And you know, we were invited to the initiating into Pandit here and all of that. And since that, he has been our Pandit in the mandir. What I'm saying, this is a part of the Dharma and of a karma of Mama, that the child, the grandchild of the generation, that's what give the salvation to our grandparent, to our grand person. It's a third generation. It's not their children. It is a children of their children. And Vaidev has fulfilled that purpose in life, that he has granted the track to the salvation of his grandmother. Jai Sitaram, and thank you.
Sitaram. Morning, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. Have a task here to say thanks, but also give my piece to someone who treated me as a son from day one. There's nothing we could have said that we were missing that she would say, well, I could help you do it. And she would encourage us. And I took the teachings of my parents and grandparents, I melded it with her families, and we made sure we took care of her to the best of our abilities. So I want to say thanks to all the family who visited over the nights of the week, who called, who gave us encouragement, who sent food, who make sure we had a shoulder to cry on when we needed it, and helped us prepare everything for today. Indra, thank you for all your hard work over these last couple of days and nights. Can't say thanks enough for that. Very proud of my children, my nieces, my nephews, and extended family for all the support we've had over the years when we needed their support. And wish moms all the best on this journey, and we will do everything we can to make sure it is fruitful. And we will carry on your legacy and up to 4 parents. Thank you again.
Sijam. It was an error on my behalf that I didn't introduce Pandit Anand Vyas as the officiating Pandit here today. He is also the family Pandit, so he has been very instrumental with our family, and anytime Mommy needed anything, she would call him. And he can also, we call him, and I'll get, hey, again, Chitra, what's going on here? But then he said, well, you know how effective his prayers are, because he took the kudos for her spring back up. So I'll pass the mic back to Baba. Yeah, I think everybody more or less have spoken. Well, I have a friend, Ram, wants to say something.
I just want to say one thing. I was listening to everybody now to hear what he was talking about the young lady at the Talin.
Yeah.
My father from up here,
From Plumita.
And this lady, if everybody watch that lady, is the most prettiest, most beautiful lady from Plumita. That young lady there.
Okay, so we just heard a testament from a member from Sani Grande, how beautiful my mom is one of the prettiest from, and he's from Plumita, so he might be a little biased, right? So, but we can all see her picture there, and that is not one of her best moments, right? But you see how beautiful she is there. So fathers, when she actually posed for a photo, what you would have gotten. So again, I'm going to pass the mic to our Reverend Pandit. And so Babs.
Supreme Sabula Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. When we think about this family, dear friends, just for a few words come to mind is indeed a model family. A model in all aspects of life. I was introduced to this family many years ago when they were residing in the Kirap area. When I started initially doing puja for this family many years ago. And there I was introduced to Talin. And you know, having been at home, she will ensure that everything was A-OK, well prepared when it came to the spiritual aspect of her life. And of course, they say the chips don't fall too far. Chitra has followed suit in the very same vein, the very same manner. This family, dear friends, I indicated a model family indeed. And I've known this family for many, many years in the spiritual realm. They are all indeed tremendously dedicated and devoted servants of the Divine Supreme Being. And to borrow a word from Balraj, where he indicated that because of her karmas that she is reaping today, all the good benefits that she would have sown during the course of her life. This is testimony, dear friends, testimony to the fact that she has all of her children, her grandchildren, and even a great grandson with her this morning. And if you reflect on Garu Pran, it exclusively tells us, dear friends, that that individual who has the good fortune of having one's grandson perform the rites for that individual is indeed tremendously blessed and is almost always guaranteed a place in Vaikuntha Lok. So the blessings, dear friends, that she would have earned during the course of her life as a result of her very own good karmas, today she has reaped that, in the sense that she would have her sons, her grandsons, and even the great-grandson performing her final rites. That in itself, dear friends, is indeed a tremendous blessing. As I sat there, I would reflected, dear friends, Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji's words to Lakshman in the Pampa Sarovar region, where he says, Suno janani soi sut bar bhagi, jo pitu matu vachan anuragi. That is only when one good karmas follows that individual, it is then and only then, dear friends, that that individual has a golden opportunity of having her sons and her grandchildren perform her final rites. The words of Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra himself to Bhaiya Lakshman. Not only this, dear friends, but if we reflect on the pages of the Bhagavad Gita, it tells us, dear friends, in no uncertain terms, that the soul experiences on listening to the words of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, the soul of all souls, Arya Mapitra himself, the Supreme Lord. When one listens, when that Atman, as that Atman is hovering around here, listening and witnessing everything that is taking place, when that Atman listens and hears the words from the golden pages of the Bhagavad Gita, that Atman experiences what is known as Magna. Magna, dear friends, I dare say, is a word in Hindi that has literally no English meaning to it. Okay? It literally translates, as we all would say in local terms, happiness. That is as simple as we can put it. If I ask you, Amarji, how does honey taste? What you going to tell me? Sweet. I ask you again, how does sugar taste? Sweet. But it's only when you taste honey and you taste the sugar, then you can differentiate the sweetness between the honey and the sugar. It's a sweetness, dear friends, that the soul experiences on listening to the words of Bhagavad Gita. Is that Magna. It's a state of ecstasy. It's a state of happiness beyond happiness, beyond happiness, that the soul virtually experiences. This is why, when an individual is passing to the great beyond, they call a Pandit, the Purohit, the learned ones or so, to repeat verses from the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramcharitamanas, and so, simply not only to tune the mind of the individual onto the path of Godhead, but even more importantly, as that Atman makes its way out of this physical form that you see here, that Atman experiences what is known as a particular Magna. So knowing this, therefore, friends, so much has been said about the life and times of our dearly beloved Mataji. All of us, I want us to clasp our hands at this time. Children, boys, take a flower in your hands, all of you. Yeah. And we repeat a couple of verses on the pages of the Bhagavad Gita, after which we're going to have this Sri Ram Suti being done for her. As you pray this day, may Bhagwan Sri Krishna in his all-merciful nature lovingly take that Atman back to him, Paramatman. We pray seeking the grace and the blessings that Atman makes its way into Paramatman. May it continue to experience an abundance of joy, peace and happiness, suffering no thirst, no pain, no hunger on its onward journey into the hereafter. We pray, all of us in our own ways, asking for the grace and the blessings of the Divine Supreme Being Bhagwan Sri Krishna as he accepts this soul back into his fold. Harihi Om. पारताया प्रतिबोधितां भगवत नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवे द्वेषिणी। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शराणि विहाय जीर्णानि संयाति नवानि देहि। ॐ नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेटयन्तापो न शोचयति मारुतः। ॐ कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मकल्पहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणे। ॐ सर्वे धर्मान् परित्यज मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः मोक्षयिष्यामि ma sucha. We pray the same that Atman of our dearly beloved Mataji attain that moksha in the realm of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Chandra Maharaj ki. So from here on, dear friends, we're going to have members of the immediate family, Chitra, and of course the grandchildren, Adi and so. They will come offer their mala, the arti, and then anyone else who would like to come have a view of the body, offer flowers and so, you can do so in an orderly manner. We come this way, you have your view, and you go back this way and sit. So while this is done, we'll have by Pandit Sunil, the Ram Stuti, Sri Ram Stuti, after which we'll go across to Ashwini and members of the Lakshmi Girls Hindu College to perform beautiful bhajans or so while you have the viewing taking place. So first Ram Stuti, and then we go over to Ashwini and her group.
Siyavad Ramachandra ki jai. So please, for those of you who know the Ram Stuti, please join me along, and plus Ashwini Didi will also join. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ramachandra Kripalo Bhajman Harna Bhav Bhaye Darunam Navakanjalochane Kanja mukh kar kanja pade kanja runam kandarpa aganita amit chabinav nila nirag sundaram patipita manaho taditaduchi chushi nami janika sutavaram भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम शिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम आजानु भुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित कर दूषणम इति वदति तुलसी दास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामारि कलदल गंजनम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर, ओ परमानंद के अनुभव कर तो धन्य बना जीवन। ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। प्रभु की प्रार्थना का मूल मंत्र है संपूर्ण समर्पण। हे आत्मा चल प्रभु के सौंप दे तू सारा जीवन। देख प्रभु तेरे निकट निराकर, देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे कर ले अभिवादन। ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। ज्योति बिंदु के प्रेम सिंधु में चल आज निहाले। परम पीत का प्रेम पत्र बन कर तू शुभ वर पाले। किरण किरण को निरकनियन से, ओ किरण किरण को निरकनयन से हो जा मन में मगन। ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन आई भी अकेला जाई भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला आई भी अकेला जाई भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला तेरी जिंदगी मौजे दुर्गति तेरी जिंदगी मौजे दुर्गति ये बातें सब जीत जी की दुनिया तेरी जिंदगी मौजे दो कदी की ये बातें है निदान सब जीत जी की ये दुनिया होए है ना होए किसी की दो दिन का जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला आई भी अकेला जाई भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला ये दुनिया होई है न होगी सीखी वही एक मंजिल है हर आदमी की जहाँ सबको जाना पड़ेगा अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला जाए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला एक बार साथ लेके साथ न छोड़ना जान जाए तो जाए दोस्ती न तोड़ना छोड़ना, देखो मंसूर कैसे जान पे के खिला। 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, आई भी अकेला, जाई भी अकेला। 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
माँ ने हमको प्यार किया, माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। 9 महीने उधर में रखा जब दुनिया में आया, 9 महीने उधर में रखा जब दुनिया में आया। सर्दी लगेगी चादर उड़ा कर स्तन का दूध पिलाया, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। थपक थपक कर सुख से सुलाया, गाकर सुरला भजना। थपक थपक कर सुख से सुलाया, गाकर सुरला भजना। बीमार पड़े जब वैद्य बुलाकर, बीमार पड़े जब वैद्य बुलाकर औषध पान कराया, कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। जवान भाई जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न छूते। जवान भाई जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न छूते। माता की ममता, माता की ममता, माता की ममता इतनी बड़ी है, माता की ममता इतनी बड़ी है, सागर बड़ा है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई बाहर से तू खामोश रही तू भीतर भीतर रोए रे ए भीतर भीतर रोए तेरा दर्द न जाने को तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई पिंजरे के पंछी रे कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी तेरे भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे विधि ने तेरी कथा लिखी आंसू में कलम डुबोए तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई पिंजरे के पंछी रे चुप के रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल के चावे रे ये पत्थर का देश के पगले कोई ना तेरा हो तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने को तेरा दर्द न जाने को
ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया एक पिता के संग सब लड़के धरती हमारी माता एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमारी माता सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया दो दिन का पहुनाय जगत में माया में भरे माया दो दिन का पहुनाय जगत में माया में भरे माया धन दौलत कुछ काम न आवे धन दौलत कुछ काम न आवे ज्योति जाय यहाँ कय सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सत्य संग का गंग बही है कोमल जिसकी धारा सत्य संग का गंग बही है कोमल जिसकी धारा करी स्नान विमल करी काया करी स्नान विमल करी काया पापिन पार कराया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया सारो ज्योति जन्म गवाया.
All right, yeah, but you wasn't a sing, so. You want to sing? No, no.
सप्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. All right, so we'll ask the boys to come now. Let us have the final closing prayer here. All right, so boys, come take a flowers in your hand now for me, please. Yes, we're going one time. Yeah. Leave your slipper off until you finish with the final prayer. Then you can put your slipper on before you take up the box to move out. Yeah. All right, so everyone, Visham.
Hi, Sitaram again, everybody. Could we have a few moments of silence so we can say the closing prayers? And then we'll take the body to Karani to do the final rites. So please, a few moments of silence. Thank you. Jai Sri Ram.
So touch hands, boys, or clasp your hands together as you pay secret obeisance to the Divine Supreme Being Ariyama Pitra, the soul of all souls. We pray this day. May that Atman continue on his journey into the Paramatman. May that Atman continue to experience an abundance of peace, joy and happiness. May Bhagwan Sri Krishna in his all-merciful Nilya accept this humble soul into his loving arms. May the Divine Supreme Being continue to comfort this soul on its onward journey into the hereafter. Om Anadhi Nidhano Deva Shankachakra Gadadhara Akshah Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Pradodbhava Om Gita Ganga Chagayatri Sita Satya Saraswati Brahma Vidya Brahmavalli Tri Sandhya Muktagehinim Ardhamatra Chidananda Bhavagni Bhainashini Vedatrey Parananta Tattvart Jnana Manjari Om Krishna Krishna Kripalo Tvam Agatinam Gatir Sansara Navamagnanam Prasiddha Parameshwarah Prasiddha Parameshwarah Prasiddha Parameshwara Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Tanda Maharaj Ki Jai. Offer a flower. Right. Put on your slipper. You can take up. Let us all stand now. Huh? We're doing one manzil there and then we're moving on. Yeah. So it's 4 hours. Yeah. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om, 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 Om Dao Shanti, Antarikshagvam Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Apa Shanti, Oshadhai Shanti, Vanaspatay Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvagam Shanti, Shanti Reva Shanti, Sama Shanti Re, Om Shanti, Shanti Shanti.